had nothing to say. You chose to walk, give what we had away. I hope you get what you're looking for, but babe, with me, you close the door on everything we could have been. Don't go thinking we could be friends. No, you can't bring us back from the dead. 'Cause when
Hey guys, welcome to another reading vlog from me. This one we are going to be reading my book club's pick of the month, but let's look at the weekly TBR. First, we have Bret Easton Ellis and the Other Dogs by Lena Wolf, translated by Frank Perry. If you want the Euro summer vibe, this would be one to go for. Next, we have the book that will be the main focus, and that is The Wedding People by Allison Esvich. Let's see what it's all about. It's a beautiful day in Newport, Rhode Island when Phoebe Stone arrives at the Grand Cornwall Inn wearing a green dress and gold heels, not a bag in sight, alone. She's immediately mistaken by everyone in the lobby for one of the wedding people, but she's actually the only guest at the Cornwall who isn't here for the big event. Phoebe is here because she's dreamed of coming for years. She hoped to shuck oysters and take sunset sails with her husband, only now she's here without him, at rock bottom, and determined to have one last decadent splurge on herself. Meanwhile, the bride has accounted for every detail and every possible disaster the weekend might yield, except for, well, Phoebe and Phoebe's plan, which makes it that much more surprising when the two women can't stop confiding in each other. In turn, absurdly funny and devastatingly tender, Allison Esvich, The Wedding People, is ultimately an incredibly nuanced and resonant look at the winding paths we can take to places we never imagined and the chance encounters it sometimes takes to reroute us. Next, we have my mood read, which is Dan Brown's Angel and Demons, thriller mystery. We have a man who he is working as he researches religious like symbols is what he researches. He's a Harvard symbologist, and he gets a mysterious call and a fax of a picture of a man with Illuminati burned across his chest, and he is going to investigate that. And then we have my Kindle read, my ebook, which is The Goal by Elle Kennedy. To my understanding, this is a unexpected pregnancy from a one-night stand, but make it a sports romance as well. That's what I've heard this book's about. I know two other people who are currently reading this book, but that is the weekly TBR. Let's talk about The Wedding People, shall we? I don't have that many notes. My first one is this low-key a COVID novel? And yes, it is. We are seeing the after effects that COVID had on this relationship. What has happened in the book so far is what is described in the blurb of her going to this resort. They think she's part of the wedding party and she's not. And then the next chapter is we're seeing a flashback on how her marriage fell apart. COVID, I think, had a big impact on that. COVID had a big impact on a lot of things. That time in history, it did a lot. And we have Phoebe just saying her plan. Phoebe's the main character, saying her plan so bluntly of what she plans to do. She's going here to kill herself. That is the plan. And I just did not expect her to actually tell people that. Because it's like, is anybody actually gonna believe that? They're like, are you joking? Like, you can't be serious, because nobody who's gonna do that is gonna tell everybody they're doing it, right? So it's just so bluntly done. But these are long chapters over 20 pages. I read 54 pages today, and I think that was 3 chapters that I read. 3, maybe 4. I think it was 3 though. That's scary. That's scary. I got to 15% into the book. Really, this inn, Cornwall Inn, that's what it's called. It's a very bougie, like $800, and I can't imagine paying that much. But it sounds like a dream. It does sound like a really like dream. Like, she calls it her happy place, even though she's never been there. She just saw it in a magazine. But it really does sound like a dream. Phoebe, I'm feeling mixed on. We will just have to see as the story goes on. But she's a dreamer, but she's logical and calculated. I'm not sure if that's the right word to use, but she is making a plan on how to make her dream exist. And a lot of people will just dream and don't do. But she's like, I have to make a game plan. That's how I am. So I found that relatable. And that is her being like, how am I going to... Because at first, the plan to go to this resort, that wasn't like her plan. That wasn't her original plan. Like, she just wanted to go there on a nice vacation with her husband, but obviously her marriage fell apart. COVID happened. Awful time. She makes spreadsheets and everything. She gets it. But she's seeming like such a pessimist with how she's viewing her husband. Like, he gets an award and it's like she can't let him be happy. That was really bothering me. Yeah, I don't like how she was viewing her husband. It was like she was so jealous of him. And I get that. I get that that does happen, but it's not really enjoyable to read from, at least not yet. So I am hoping this character gets more developed. Like, it's fine if a character is unlikable, but I want the book to be enjoyable to read from. We are only at 15%, so I do think usually around that quarter mark. So sometime tomorrow, hopefully, we find out, is she going to be an enjoyable character to read from? No, I only said to be like, if you like this, you might like this. The books I'm getting so far, so the Pisces for the bluntness, just saying things how it is, and then Sharkheart, Phoebe's reminding me of Ren, which I loved Ren and Sharkheart, but it's all just very wanting to be mundane, not wanting to be extraordinary, just wanting to not stand out in a crowd. I think they're very similar, and then just being very logical people. And then Stoner by, I'm not remembering his name, but that's a classic, because when we are getting that chapter of her life with her husband and all of that, that is set in St. Louis. And it's an academic setting because they're professors, and I know a lot of people love academia in their books. It's something that I am like, no, it's fine, whatever. Like, it's not one of my favorite tropes, but I don't have any opinion on it. But I know a lot of people like that, so I didn't want to let y'all know. But for that setting, it reminds me of Stoner by, it's not John Williams. That's the guy who does soundtracks for movies. I am not remembering what that author's name was. But those are my thoughts so far on The Wedding People, so it's not doing a whole lot. Like, it's 3-star vibes, where it's good. I don't think there's anything massively wrong, but I'm not loving it. I read 56 pages in The Wedding People today. It is Tuesday. I went to the dentist today. I also went to the bank today, so I was doing things. But I still was able to get all of my reading in, even if I had to switch around my schedule of when I would get my reading done. But I got to 31% of the way into the book, and this is still definitely giving me 3-star vibes. The character work has gotten better, though. Let's talk about my notes for the day. We are seeing the bride, whose name is Lila, which her name is actually Delilah, and my dog Delilah is in here with me, but she is currently rolling on the floor trying to get comfy. Lila is the bride, and she is just so hyper focused on what Phoebe is doing. I think she is so just like avoiding all her wedding activities because maybe she's unsure about wanting to get married, and I think that will be her like light bulb moment in this book. I think Phoebe's will be like she doesn't want to die, and I think Lila's will be that she doesn't want to get married, but I think she's focusing on all these little things to distract herself from getting married and what is actually happening. But then again, there are like bridezillas who want their wedding to be absolutely perfect, so that could be the case, but I don't know yet. Lila, though, she has definitely had all this bottled up because she just opens up onto Phoebe, telling her everything, telling her all the family's drama, everything that's going on in her life. But that is something for me that I find so easy to just tell random strangers on the internet things, like do a anonymous Reddit post, because you're just putting all this out here. People don't really know you, they can't judge you. They might judge you, but they don't really have a basis to judge you on. It's so easy to just tell random people things rather than telling somebody you're close to that you care about and care about what they think, care about their opinion. That it's just so much easier to open up to random people. But Lila does pose the question of, what is one thing I can do right now instead of focusing on something that you can't change? And I think that is just, you meet the right person, that the right person comes into your life at the right time. And I'm not saying this in a romantic sense, but Phoebe really needed to hear that at that moment. That even if it's just a little sentence like that, you hear that randomly from one person, you never see that person again. I just believe in fate and destiny and that those things happen for a reason. And this is in chapter 6 that I'm talking about. We have her have this scene in the hot tub. She goes to the hot tub at like 4 in the morning and a man shows up at the same hot tub. And so she tells him that she's going to this resort to kill herself, and his reaction I just thought was really funny. And I really like the exchange between these two characters, particularly on page 94 is where I made the note. But I'm like, what if this guy is Gary, who is the groom of the wedding? Because Phoebe has not seen Gary yet. She thinks she's seen him from behind because she had binoculars on the balcony. Yeah, that's explained, don't worry. That is something with this, that the author doesn't forget about the little things. There's not really any loose ends, and I can appreciate that. But I'm like, what if that guy was Gary? Because she was into him. And she's never seen his face. But now she saw the guy's face in the hot tub, and we don't know his name. So I'm thinking it's the groom. Happy Wednesday. I just got back from the store, and when I got back, I had 3 packages waiting for me. One was something I ordered, but there's these 2 Amazons that I did not order. It says the date on here is 7/8, and that is today's date. So I'm like, how did they get here that fast? I don't know what this is, but because I didn't order anything. Ooh, it is in a little gift bag. We have tabs, which are a necessity. So who is this from? Oh my gosh, Miss Tony. Thank you so much. I was not expecting that at all. Oh my gosh, these are gonna be perfect for our book club. Because for the book club, I'm always using these. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And there's like multiple. Yeah, this is 1,000 of them. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And then the bag, I love the print of this. Like the color scheme, and Delilah's about to bust in here, but this color scheme, like, can I get a wallpaper of this? Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. Thank you so much. And then this next one, let's see what's in here. The tape is already kind of, oh, that only got that much off. Okay, we have this. Oh my gosh, again, the packaging is so cute. I'm not going to look at that because I don't know if it's going to say a spoiler on it until I open it. Okay, what is it going to be? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, this is so cute. These are these little kitty stickers. How do I open it? Okay, let's see. Okay, y'all can see them. They are little kitty stickers, little black cats. It's all different ones. I don't know how many there are, but for my reading journal, for my Kindle, I put stickers on everything. So I'm assuming this is from Miss Tony as well. Yes! Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I was not expecting this, and the slide is, this is a happy birthday. Oh my gosh, this is literally so sweet. So sweet. Thank you so much. And the cute bags, like, I definitely, like, I reuse these, so thank you so much. This would be great to carry, like, my supplies in, like, my reading supplies. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I was not expecting that. In the Wedding People, I got to 46% reading 56 pages. Once again, for rating wise, it's like a 3.25, 3.5. We will just have to see where it lands because the character work has definitely gotten better for some of the points that I talked about yesterday. That the chemistry is really good with Gary and Lila, with them, how they bounce off of Phoebe. The characters, they just bounce off each other very well with their communication dialogue. I think that's all done in a fantastic way. Great chemistry. One of the themes I'm picking up on is the unpredictability of life and that circumstances can always change. Everything in life is temporary. I talk a lot about that when I do tarot readings, but it's true. Oh my gosh. We have one of our characters who's kind of like the uptight character. And we see some of her text, like, I gasped. I was like, I was not expecting it at all. Kind of leading off from that, this is a lot more comedic than I thought it would be. It can be really emotional. We had these inner thoughts of Phoebe as she's thinking about her life and everything she's been through, and then the captain, like, they're on a sailboat and the captain's like, yeah, we can't do that here, like, about something else. Just the way he chimes in. This is all just there's funny moments thrown in throughout the book. My last note is that this is a story of being yourself, not caring what a lot of other people think. And just around this is taking place in 2022, and that's really the same time period for me personally, was during that COVID era of when I started to really find myself and realize who I am as a person. So did you have that experience during COVID? It is Thursday. It is time for the last update of The Wedding People. I got to 64%, so I'm sorry that I'm not finishing the book in this vlog. I don't know if I'm still going to be reading it next week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish over the weekend. We will just have to wait and see. But my first note is coming to us from chapter 11, and it says that this book is so incredibly human. These characters are so human. I know I struggled at the start, and we're going to discuss that in a little bit, but it does get better. And it just, you see all the different facets that make these people the people that they are. We had a lot of interactions with our child character today, Juice. I am so curious to know what kind of person she becomes when she grows up. This was kind of giving me Taylor Jenkins Reid vibes today. I highly doubt we will get spinoffs or anything like that, but I shouldn't say I highly doubt, because I really don't know. I don't know anything about this author, but I would love to know how Juice ends up, what kind of person she becomes, because I feel like it will be like the complete total opposite of what she is now, but you never know. And here's my last note. This is when I was really talking about that the flashback chapters are where I struggle. I get that those chapters build the character of Phoebe, but at the same time, it's just hard for me to read because we're seeing how difficult her life is, and her just complaining about her life. And for me, I'm just like, okay, can we get anything positive? Like, it's just so negative that I get frustrated with it, that we're just seeing one bad thing after the other, or after another. And that's not my kind of vibe. I don't like books that do that. I didn't like A Little Life. Those flashback chapters, I thought we were done with them, but we got one more today, and I'm sure there's still going to be more. But that's where I have issue with this book. But I do get that it gives us that building to the character of Phoebe, but I just don't like how it's executed. Let's do the weekly wrap up. I have read over 100 pages every day this week. So far today, I've read 72 pages, so I definitely do think it's doable for me to hit 100 pages read today. And I did haul a lot of books this week. I did my annual, I do it for Christmas and I do it for my birthday, and this is my birthday month, so I spent $100 at Book Outlet. That short will be out later. If you're watching this at premiere time at midnight, it'll probably be out in about 12 hours. They sent me one book that I didn't order, and like, I ordered a book and they sent me another book, and it's a children's book. But it looks really cute, so it just a mix up there. But I will let y'all stay tuned for that short on YouTube. I'll let y'all stay tuned for that to see all the books that I hauled this week. I am doing weekly hauls on my Bookstagram page if you guys are curious, because I'm not going to have a big book haul at the end of the month. I'm just going to be doing a birthday haul of things that I got for my birthday. And shout out to Miss Tony for giving me birthday gifts. But then the sneak peek for next week, if I get through this, I will be reading Beach Read by Emily Henry. It is a contemporary romance. I think I'm going to be doing it as an audiobook, but we have two characters who are writers. One is a thriller writer or literary fiction, that kind of jam. But they both write different genres, somehow end up at beach houses next to each other, and they're in this writer's slump trying to get out of that. And so they decide they're going to write each other's genres and go through that research process of how you do that. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of immersive reading with that book. But that is the vlog. If you made it through this whole video, leave a red, white, or blue emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye! Remember this little old lady